ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula? Biki ebifa ku serebuwo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba? Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo? Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV.
Say Mwanga Chivumbi to his village, or they took Machete, or they took Bobi Young to Kamwenge, those people are not going to be as informed as you and I. And if they sell them, if they get like a few people, what do they call them? The jurors, what do they call them? There's another term they use. If they handpicked 5 elderly people, or 3 women, 2 men, and they told them, this is the case, we want you to actually decide what you think at the end of this. People are going to get excited and they're going to think, oh, much as we know Bobi Young, guess what? He must have done such and such. He's a terrorist. And the fact that we have allowed Okello to happen where there has been absolutely no evidence, there has been, well, yeah, fine, he killed children, but I mean, evidence beyond doubt that he operated by himself, how he got to this place, forensic investigations and all that. Who was he working with? Did they go to his home to find out any other things that implicate him? Like, there's a lot that was left to desire, but we just sat there and we're just all glued onto this. Oh my gosh, and they even try to make it a bit funny so that you don't get bored during the proceedings. And people are like, oh my gosh, did you see he took out the phone, he did this, oh, he's a Jaden. And we get carried away with such silly things, but we forget that we are not asking the right questions. Now the man is convicted. Sorry, can you hear me? Now the man is convicted. I saw people celebrating. He's getting life in. I don't even understand the sentencing he got, because guess what? They said he's getting death or life. I don't know if it's life, because if you look at the specific sentencing, it does not actually specify, because we no longer do, we no longer kill people. We no longer, what do they call them? What do they call that? We don't no longer do a caliber. What is caliber? We no longer hang people. So if they say they're going to his death sentence, yeah. So death sentence, what is it in Ugandan law today? And we celebrated that and we let it pass. And did you see the people? Did you see how the media went on the streets to capture the people celebrating? This is what they want to bring into our communities. And this is how they're going to start lynching on other people. So the reason I brought all this is because due to the lack of legitimacy, due to us having sort of stopped asking for these things, or when we put pressure on asking for this, they threw in so many things to capture our minds between February and May. And guess what? They are winning. They are winning because we're all running round in circles. We're either on this, that, or the other. And the other second thing I had yesterday. Yes, I'm concluding, and I've got an appeal as well. So please bear with me. The other thing that we need to look out for, another bill they're bringing on the table, is the health bill. They did talk about this. I don't know if you remember, Docas, back in 2022, they tried to bring it on the table, and we had a few discussions during the spaces we used to hold then, but somehow it went dead. So they're bringing it back to the table, whereby every person will have to pay a certain fee every month towards the healthcare, the non-existent healthcare. So let's carry on demanding for legitimacy. Let's carry on rejecting the election, because these next few weeks are very, very, very crucial, that our voices need to be heard, and we need to sing from one hymn sheet instead of us following reacting to whatever they've put out there. If they want to pass this bill, they're going to pass it. There's nothing we're going to do about it. But what is if you're running that that direction and somebody throws you a piece of this, you do not stop. You carry on running into that direction. As I conclude, I've got a request. I know we have a few minutes, but we have a comrade who is struggling really, really badly. I am appealing. I'm going to drop a number in the comment section. This comrade has lost everything, but like we all know, there's so many of our comrades who are out there on the in the bush and struggling to find food to eat. So if you can, £5, $10, whatever, 15, 20, 100, whatever little you can, no amount is too little based on the condition they are going through. So with those few words, I would like to submit, and I thank you once again for the brilliant space. I'm dropping the details in the comment section, but please, let's carry on demanding for our win. Let's carry on demanding for legitimacy. We want the results. We want the final results. Otherwise, we can ask international community not to recognize this person. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. We're going to have Rock as our last speaker, and then we can take some concluding remarks. So Rock, you can unmute and use your 3 minutes to give us your submission.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Dorcas, thank you for the fantastic shows that you put on and all the submissions that I've had today. I'm humbled for your time, comrades, you give in. The message I want to come across here, or what's challenging me, is like all the nonsense, like I think Professor put it, the illegitimate laws, the foolish ideologies that come from Uganda. I'm sorry to use that kind of language. Kuanga, with me, I've got to a level where I just block it. It doesn't mean anything because it comes from a system or a team of rouge mafia, uncensored, uncontrolled, illegitimate people. So you cannot put me in such a group or such a gang to make a decision. No, those are lawless. They're for their own interests. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the Amnesty International report. That's one of our weapons. We could use that. What am I talking about here? We in the diaspora, we could approach anybody of interest, people who are sensed, who are in a democratic environment, who are legislators, who have authority. Talk to them, discuss with them and tell them, this is what is going on. This is why I've stayed here for so long. When I say so long, I want Dr. Mugenyi to go back. That man can manage the Ministry of Health. Professor Seguia, in his professions. All of you, you manage so many sectors in a very short period of time. Now, how much do we have Dr. Mugenyi to manage? How long is he going to stay in the diaspora? We don't see this. So my request here, comrades, and that's what I'm saying, I'm humbled for you guys coming up here. We are on the same page here, but we're dealing with people who are, I don't know what kind of world they're in. Museveni's little cockroaches have got somebody feeding them. So you and I don't mean nothing. They couldn't care less. You hear me? All these screenshots. And it surprises me, people who call themselves counselors, Anita Mong, Mao, these are supposed to be intelligent individuals, to be kind of lowered to the level of those imbeciles. And I'm sorry with the language and music, because that's the kind of titles I could use with these people. To be humble at that level. I mean, Uganda offered you the platforms you are today, the status you are today, and you're not paying back. Other than that, you're twisting the principles that you built up your status for the sake of a little bowl of soup. And you end up losing so many Dr. Mugenyis in the diaspora who'd come back and put the country right. So many engineers, so many lawyers, so many nurses, all professions. And worst of all are the young, the youth who are ending up in the Middle East, even Sudan, of all places, comrades, to go for asylum. In Sudan, come on. So Banagi, I don't know how to put this across. I think, is it one of our colleagues, Luja, something, anyway, he mentioned about African brothers. If we see anybody who's got interest in politics, who's got interest in Uganda, bring them forward, educate them about, and I keep saying, Ibrahim Traore, he's a proper African child who, if he got the chance, he's ready to change. Museveni had to go to meet the man he destroyed, the man who gave him a key, the man who gave him a hand, Muammar Gaddafi. What did he pay him back? He put him in the slaughterhouse. That's Museveni for you. So the sooner we get the message that we're dealing with, they're not even animals, because animals under respect their parks. When they're in the parks, they respect the territories. But these creatures, they're beyond humanity. They're beyond the sensible creatures. On that note, comrades, I just beg you that amplify this in any circles you're in. People who show interest, let's go beyond the borders of Uganda. Contact fellow Africans. Let's elevate this to the level whereby they feel like, we cannot breathe anywhere. Let's make them so squeezed in a corner that sooner or later they'll have to explode. On that note, Dorcas, I hand up my microphone. Thank you.
Yeah, that was this call.
Thank you very much, Comrade Sarah Benis and others, and Rob, and I feel the pain, but without taking time, allow me to make my final remarks. What we're experiencing, especially you asked a question about fear amongst people. It reminds me of in Abbottabad in Pakistan, where one of the wildest operation took place for Osama bin Laden. But always questions arise: how was this man hunted down? It came down to just a simple local doctor who, through negotiations, went and do an immunization, a village immunization in Osama bin Laden's compound. But before taking that task, the doctor feared. He was scared. His family would be ridiculed. But just a small little camera on him, and he went, Dr. Mugeni can attest to this, they do the swipes and getting all the DNA and all that. Finally, the rest is history. But my projections and engagement to you this morning is about fear. Dictatorships have this paralyzing effect of state surveillance. And now the State House has got this propaganda spin and threats transitioning from this passive compliance into active psychological resistance. So these authoritarian regimes rely on manufacturing this fear. And I always give this lecture to our infantry soldiers going for our Africa Military Union crusades. Use gaslighting to make citizens feel insane, resigned. They feel their concerns are exaggerated. They feel Uganda is progressing into the middle class. But so resistance means validating your own reality over state propaganda. I am poor, I'm unemployed because of the status quo. That's number one. Number two, reject normalization. Our local people there, they need to resist that's not how they ought to be. Resist by maintaining a moral baseline and acknowledging danger rather than pretending that it is as safe as it ought to be. So this is a big lesson, folks, but I'm just sending out typics, and but I'll share it in a bigger on a bigger version of a class of itself. But maintaining the mental independence, keeping a low profile, but preserve your inner freedom. This includes keeping memories, holding on to personal morals and not adapting to the regime's language or slogans. Now, here now, Uganda is bleeding. We honor the fallen, the dead, by keeping those into our inner freedom that one day the sun will rise. But the collective strategic resistance helps us to build a community. Building a community for one of our small foot soldiers in Kabong by creating a small trusted group of people that would help in understanding that we are here and we are helping to know that whatever we do is always very, very unique in its bleeding has done, is recording the injustices, the propaganda. And, in Geneva and in Hague in Netherlands, they've got files and files of abuses now with the Amnesty International report that has come out. So as we document, we create ourselves the charisma and the strategy and the strength that someday all these will come out. Non-violent actions, civil disobedience. I always argue with Martin Luther King's way of wanting this, but at the same time, some of these actions are more likely to succeed when they are organized. The acts of defiance can shake up the regime. And then, of course, overcoming fear through solidarity. As silence is never a safety net, but the regime depends on individuals feeling isolated, but collective actions prove the resistance is widespread. In other words, colleagues, fear is very expensive, but I want all of you to know that we shouldn't fear. We should always resist, and we should always do collective actions in a low-profile manner, which sends a strong message. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor. And I would employ you to always spare some of your busy schedule time to come and then continue educating and enlightening us on those actions that we can take away, and non-stopping with just intentions, but we take actions because we know that actions can really put a dent on the regime, and thereafter soften them, weakens them, and that could be the only way we can bring it down if we join all together and unite as people who want change to bring down that regime. So I would employ you from your busy schedule to always spare some time and come and speak to all of us and educate us on those actions that we can take, the non-violent actions. Thank you very much. We can have Demi. Demi, I don't know if Demi has had chance to speak, but still, Demi, you can come and speak to us with a few minutes in your about 2 minutes, and then we can call it a day. I'll hand the mic back to Dorcas, and then she can tell us what to do next. Demi, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. Thank you, Ellen, for 2 minutes. Thank you. I'll take it. So,
Can
good
you
news.
summarize whatever you're gonna do?
Just showing if you work in palliative care, they can give somebody all types of medication. It doesn't work because Uganda is not structured. So it is not going to work regardless what. So second, we have to learn to be listened. We have to learn also to allow other people to talk. Somebody like Dr. Mugenyi was on a campaigning trail for Donald Trump. They went through thin and thick. So if we are down, we should not be dismissed. We should be encouraged. It's not a bad thing. It's something that we can take on. Then another point to do with the Okello. What do we learn from that? Was the trial quick? Was it justified? What is the motive behind? How should that happen? So if they say death sentence, for your information, death sentence is still legal in Uganda. But because for 10 years, somebody has not gone through death penalty, so we are under de facto. So can we bring those people death sentence, like those who have gone, Chibalama, 18 missing Ugandans, for all people who have died in Nup, for the Kasese people. So if they want to do it, let us bring it upon them. So I thank you so much for this Saturday. I'm thanking everybody for turning up, for giving your time. It's so welcome. I love you guys. We shall overcome. For me, I'm not worried whatever they bring, because now we have got the unit, which my king always says, unite. Everybody is on the board. Governor of Uganda, Bank of Uganda, Michael, Otingi, Ote, Denny, Raw Society, Bankers Association, the activists, all the Muslims, they are on board. So what are we waiting for? Mobilization to get these people out. Good luck. Nice weekend. Thank you, everybody. We shall overcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Demi, for being short like a miniskirt, but long enough to cover the entire subject. Let's have Mimi. Mimi, can you unmute your mic and then speak to us?
for tuning in. As always, the bill is not yet out of the way. Let us not sleep. You know, we are this type of a population that we just be, but they call it bugu bugu. A lot is still happening, and we are not yet free until we are free. So let us not give up. Ugandans, the battle is still on. The diaspora, your voice. You made noise. It was reached. It showed something is big. So your voice means a lot. We are not yet there. We can still ask for Byabakama's results, where he got his results from. I mean, a lot. So let's keep fighting. Let's not seize the fire, and let's not come out when there's something we feel that it is big. You know, we are like, no, until Uganda is free for good and my country.
Thank you so much. Yes, Simon, you have seconds, and then we give the mic to LM. Thank you. Yes, Simon.
Okay, comrade, you hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Kakati nze nja kukozesa olulimi Luganda. Let me just be very brief quickly. Okay, so nja kwebaza comrades mwenna. Abafaayo mwenna okuba nti mulaba eggwanga, mulwana okulaba eggwanga litereera. But first of all, nze kye nnyinza okugamba nti mu Uganda we have twina system za mirundi ebiri ezagala okufuga eggwanga ng'ate era emu yeefuga. Waliwo kye bayita dictatorship system ne diplomacy. So right now, onfuna bulungi, sorry, mujango politics. There's a jungle politics and diplomacy. So, bwetuba nga tuli mu jungle politics, mbadde nja kusaba, let us change our strategy and our plan. Bwetuba twagala okuggyako dictator. Number one, tumanyi the current situation eri mu ggwanga. Most of our comrades, they have been arrested, they have been tortured, babatadde mu, you know, mu mbeera very, very, very complicated. So mbadde nja kulowooza, we as a people living in diaspora, what we're supposed to do, tuleke kufocusinga ku diversions enyingi ezirunning ewaka. Tusooke tukwate abaana ba foot soldiers. You can organize, tusooke abaana ba foot soldiers abakyali wabweru. Ne tubafulumyako ku wabweru w'eggwanga Uganda. How step are they supposed to take? Same thing we as a people live in diaspora. Tulina okusooka okumanya tusobola kwenganga tutya omulabe waffe. Number 3, nze mbadde nja kulowooza nti ffe abantu abali mu diaspora wano tusobola okwekola mu ttiimu nga yo esobola communicating with other countries abaagala badictators bakoki baveeko. Tusobola creating a team negenda ku ground mu different countries ne bamanya which problems ki ez'abaana abali mu Africa zibayitamu era biki beetaaga okuba nga bikyusibwamu. Bwe tucomparinga nga tulaba nti it's the same situation where they are passing like us in Uganda, tusobola collaboratinga n'abantu abo. Nfuna bulungi. Uganda y'amaanyi, but titugenda kuyamba buli muntu. Twetaaga coming up with a very strong strategy plan.
Comrades,
how are we going to stop this situation? Thank you, comrade.
Yes, you can check the messages. Yes, thank you so much for your submission. Sister Mimi, your minute, and then we have Ellen Prezo. Sister Mimi, I think
I already had my minute.
Okay, no worries.
Or maybe the one thing the one thing that that I have to say is that let us demand, like I think Sister Comrade Benny, is it Benny, Sarah Benny, said let us demand the election is gonna go.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because we've all seen, if you go to the website, there's nothing that has been published. So, of course, we know that Museveni is illegitimate. and there are no results. There are no results for them to show us, and we know, we've seen this, and we shouldn't be quiet. Yes, Comrade Ellen Prezol, please let us close with you, and then we'll have Ngule.
Yeah, Dorcas, I think I've said enough. I can give my minute to Demi to say something, and then she can close us down with the revolutionary anthem.
All I can ask everybody, I'm on Twitter, you on Twitter, I like to repost your tweets, but when you publish images which are gruesome, I cannot retweet. So please try and select some photos or images which will be accepted. So in that case, we can keep on going and going. Also, we need to amplify these messages for these people who come out. Also, the most message about amnesty, we need to repost that again and again and again. And if I could ask Dorcas, can we start counting 1 from 7 to release these political prisoners before he's swearing? It might put some pressure on him if we could start every day, and with. So that's me. Thanks, everybody.
All unmute, please, and let's conclude this meeting. And there is a message for you to give to a comrade. Thank you. And also you can, guys, please unmute. Thank you.
That is when you will struggle at the bottom. You need that bit of magic to go with that bit of belief. Hasn't come for explicitly today. The moment like that, forget to the back, just.
Is that
comrades, may I just jump in quickly, please?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes, please. I would like to put out an announcement to it. There's a demonstration in the UK, a protest in the UK next Friday, which is the 8th of May, and the time will be 11 o'clock to 4:30. Union delegation to the UK offices, and that would be 32 Smith Square in London. The postcode for anyone who's interested will be Southwest 1P 3EU, and that will be this coming Friday, which is the 8th of May, from 11 to 4:30. We're calling Uganda, and now we want to put them to task. They should give us a visible show that they condemn the elections as they said, and they stop collaborating with the regime. And on that note, comrades, let's close down. I'll take the mantle to close us down.
Please,
If that's okay.
Can you post that information on the page, please?
Yes, the information was put up there, but I don't know if for some reason it was deleted. But I did put it up there.
We shall tweet it. We shall tweet it. Yeah.
Okay. I put it up. I put it on there earlier, but for some reason I've just looked again and it's missing. But I will share it with Comrade Dorcas, and I'm sure it will go around. Okay. And yes, could we close down?
This one was too far.
Come again?
That one is 2:55.
Yes, please. Let's close.
Okay. Okay. The count of 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to start with when the struggle is over and end it with Ngule. Comrades, 3, 2, 1, go. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown. Shall wear the victor's crown. The struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown. Uganda, Olutalo, All the time,
Yeah.
people power, everyone,
Our power.
and our power.
People power.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hashtag Uganda is bleeding. Museveni must go. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Happy new month.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
Till next
Yeah,
week.
keep up the good work,
Lenny,
mate.
we can't
You're
be
friend.
singing the anthem and then you're buying matoke. Huh?
Sole. Sole babadde banziba.
Abadde akula amandazi.
Wabulira wa LM. No, you can't get that. Wabulira wa LM. Babadde banziba.
Negotiation. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you. Seguya yaina the things for the next phase
You need to push that man.
with Mr.
Yes,
Seguya.
yes. I see.
Right
I
now to
see a
Nico
thing in Serbia.
Facebook. Just Mr. Kakase.
No, definitely.
Bye,
But
guys.
Serbia, keep up.
Bye, guys.
mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna okutwaliza awamu okunnoka ogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna okutwaliza awamu okunnoka ogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna okutwaliza awamu okunnoka ogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna okutwaliza awamu okunnoka ogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna okutwaliza awamu okunnoka ogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna okutwaliza awamu okunnoka ogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula biki ebifa ku sereebu wo ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire agafa mu sekita ez'enjawulo. Tugoberere ku YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ne TikTok. Mega Promotions TV. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu nsi nga bw'etambula, biki ebifa ku serebu wo, ebisanyusa wamu n'ebikuzimba. Oyagala okumanya ebifa mu entertainment industry mu nsi yonna, okutwaliza awamu, okunokoogatta n'amawulire.
Who are Monty Python lovers, a Monty Python type of sketch. Here it is. It is December 15, 2010. Somebody gives you a bet. You will look at the crystal ball and you will see the future. Future will be accurate, but you need to share it to the world. Okay? Curiosity killed the cat. You take the bet. You look at the crystal ball. 1 hour later, you're sitting in a building of the national TV in a top show and you tell the story. Before the end of 2011, Ben Ali and Mubarak and Gaddafi would be down and prosecuted. Saleh of Yemen and Assad of Syria would be either challenged or already on their knees. Osama bin Laden would be dead and Ratko Mladic would be in Hague. You know, the anchor watches you with a strange gaze on his face. And then on the top of it you add, and thousands of the young people from Athens, Madrid and New York will demonstrate for social justice, claiming that they are inspired with Arabs. Next thing you know, 2 guys in white appear, they give you the strange t-shirt, take you to the nearest mental institution. So I would like to speak a little bit about the phenomenon which is behind what already seems to be the very bad year for bad guys. And this phenomenon is called people power. Well, people power has been there for a while. It helped Gandhi kick Brits from India. It helped Martin Luther King win historic racial struggle. It helped local Lech Walesa to kick out 1 million Soviet troops from Poland and beginning the end of the Soviet Union as we know it. So what's new in it? What seems to be very new, which is the idea I would like to share with you today, that there is a set of rules and skills which can be learned and taught in order to perform successful nonviolent struggle. If this is true, we can help these movements. Well, first one, analytic skills. I'll try where it all started in the Middle East. And for so many years, we were living with completely wrong perception of the Middle East. It was looking like the frozen region, literally refrigerator. And there are only two types of meal there. Steak, which stands for a Mubarak Ben Ali type of military police dictatorship, or a potato, which stands for Tehran type of theocracies. And everybody was amazed when the refrigerator opened and millions of young, mainly secular people step out to do the change. Guess what? They didn't watch the demographics. What is the average age of Egyptian? 24. How long Mubarak in power? 31. So this system just obsolete, they expired. And young people of our world have awakened one morning and understood that power lies in their hand. The rest is the year in front of us. And guess what? The same generation Epsilon, with their rules, with their tools, with their games, and with their language, which sounds a little bit strange to me. I'm 38 now. And can you look at the age of the people of the streets of Europe? Seems that generation Epsilon is coming. Now, let me set another example. I'm meeting different people throughout the world, and they're, academics and professors and doctors, and they will always talk conditions. They'll say, people power will work only if regime is not too oppressive. They will say, people power will work if the annual income of the country is between X and Z. They will say, people power will work only if there is a foreign pressure. They will say, people power will work only if there is no oil. And I mean, there is a set of conditions. Well, the news here is that your skills bring in the conflict seems to be more important than the conditions, namely skills of unity, planning, and maintaining nonviolent discipline. Let me give you the example. I'm coming from a country called Serbia. It took us 10 years to unite 18 opposition party leaders with their big egos behind one single candidate against Balkan dictator Slobodan Milosevic. Guess what? That was the day of his defeat. You look at the Egyptians, day 5 on Tahrir Square, they get rid of their individual symbols, they appear on the street only with the flag of Egypt. I will give you a contra-example. You see 9 presidential candidates running against Lukashenko, you will know the outcome. So unity is a big thing, and this can be achieved. Same with planning. Somebody have lied to you about a successful and spontaneous nonviolent revolution. That things doesn't exist in the world. Whenever you see young people in front of the road trying to fraternize with the police or military, somebody was thinking about it before. Now, at the end, the nonviolent discipline, and this is probably the 100,000 people on a nonviolent march. You have one idiot or agent provocateur throwing stone. Guess what takes all the cameras? That one guy. One single act of violence can literally destroy your movement. Now, let me move to another place. It's selection of strategies and tactics. There are certain rules in nonviolent struggle you may follow. First, you start small. Second, you pick the battles you can win. It's only 200 of us in this room. We won't call for the March of Million, but what if we organize spraying graffiti throughout the night all over Krakow city? The city will know. So we pick the tactics which accommodates to the event, especially this thing we call the small tactics of dispersion. They're very useful in a violent oppression. We are actually witnessing the picture of one of the best tactics ever used. It was on Tahrir Square, where international community was constantly frightened that, the Islamists will overtake the revolution. What they've organized, Christians protecting Muslims where they are praying, Coptic wedding cheered by thousands of Muslims. The world has just changed the picture, but somebody was thinking about this previously. So there are so many things you can do instead of getting into one place, shouting and showing off in front of the security forces. Now there is also another very important dynamics, and this is dynamics normally analytics don't see. This is dynamics between fear and apathy on one side and enthusiasm and humor on another side. So it works like in video game. You have a fear high, you have status quo. You have enthusiasm higher, you see fear is starting melting. Day two, you see people running towards police instead from the police. In Egypt, you can tell that something is happening there. And then it's about the humor. Humor is such a powerful game changer. And of course, it was very big in Poland. And you know, we were just a small group of crazy students in Serbia when we made this big skit. We put the big petrol barrel with a, you know, portrait picture of Mr. President on it in the middle of the mainstream. There was a hole on the top. So you could literally come, put the coin in, get a baseball bat, and hit his face. Sounds loud. Within the minutes, we were sitting in a nearby cafe having coffee, and there was a clue of people waiting to do this lovely thing. Well, that's just the beginning of the show. The real show starts when the police appears. What they will do? Arrest us? We are nowhere to be seen. We are like 3 blocks away observing it from our, you know, espresso bar. Arrest the shoppers with kids? Doesn't make sense. Of course, you could bet. They've done the most stupid thing. They arrested the barrel. And now the picture of the smashed face on the barrel with the policeman dragging them to the police car, that was the best day for the photographers from newspapers that they ever will have. So I mean, these are the things you can do, and you can always use the humor. There is also one big thing about the humor. It really hurts, because these guys really are taking themselves too seriously. When you start to mock them, it hurts. Now, everybody is talking about His Majesty, the internet, and it is also a very useful skill. But don't rush to label things like Facebook revolution, Twitter revolution. Don't mix tools with the substance. It is true that internet and new media are very useful in making things faster and cheaper. They make it also a bit safer for the participants because they give the part of anonymity. We are watching the great example of something else internet can do. It can put the price tag of state-sponsored violence over nonviolent protester. This is famous group we are all Khaled Said, made by Wael Ghonim in Egypt and his friend. This is the mutilated face of the guy who was beaten by the police. This is how he became the public, and this is what probably became the straw which broke camel's back. But here is also the bad news. The nonviolent struggle is win in the real world, in the streets. You will never change your society towards democracy or, you know, economics if you sit down and click. There are risks to be taken, and there are living people who are winning this struggle. Well, million-dollar question. What will happen in the Arab world? And though young people from Arab world were pretty successful in bringing down 3 dictators, shaking the region, kind of persuading clever kings from Jordan and Morocco doing substantial reforms, it is yet to be seen what will be the outcome. Whether the Egyptians and Tunisians will make it through the transition, or this will end in bloody ethnic and religious conflicts. Whether the Syrians will maintain nonviolent discipline faced with a brutal daily violence which kills thousands already, or they will slip in a violent struggle and make ugly civil war. Will these revolutions be whole like through the transitions and democracy, or be overtaken by military or extremists of all kinds? We cannot tell. Same works for the Western sector, where you can see all of these excited young people protesting around the world, occupying this, occupying that. Are they going to become the world wave? Are they going to find their skills, their enthusiasm, and their strategy to find what they really want and push for the reform, or they will just stay complaining about the endless list of the things they hate? This is the difference between two towns. Now, what the statistics has. My friend's book, Maria Stefan's book, talks a lot about the violent and nonviolent struggle, and there are some shocking data. If you look at the last 35 years and different social transitions from dictatorship to democracy, you will see that out of 67 different cases, in 50 of these cases, it was nonviolent struggle which was the key power. This is one more reason to look at this phenomenon. This is one more reason to look at the generation Epsilon. Enough for me to give them credits and hope that they will find their skills and their courage to use the nonviolent struggle and thus fix at least the part of the mess our generation is making in this world. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I salute you all wherever you're joining us from. Please share the link and let's have a meeting. I welcome you to this Saturday Zoom. My name is Dorcas. I will have the video up, just still fixing a few things here and there. Before we start, we normally have a brief word of prayer. Anyone, somebody wants to lead us in a brief word before we start? Yeah? Okay. Very briefly, Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. Lord, we ask for strength and courage for every Ugandan. Help us stand tall and speak boldly and reclaim our nation in peace and in truth. Give us hope, unity, and the will to keep going until justice prevails. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I welcome you. Apologies, my mic got muted. Yes. I welcome you to yet another edition of Uganda's Bleeding Online Protest. Today is the 2nd of May, 2026. Oh my God. Happy new month, guys. Yes. Today we'll be speaking on, we always are speaking on the injustice, the gross human rights violations in Uganda, you know. It's been, today we refer to the latest Amnesty International report released 30th of April, yeah, just yesterday or the other day, you know. It confirmed serious abuses before and during and after the January elections, these recently, the recent elections, you know. So, and it says at least 16 people were killed unlawfully by the security forces, but we know that it is well more than 16 people, okay? And says people were beaten, tortured, denied medical care and basic needs, internet shut down, and the world could not see what was happening. Yeah, 3 months later, still no investigations, no one is held responsible for the injustice. Yeah. So this is about lives, rights, and dignity, and will not stay silent. So this is what we're discussing today. You know, it's been 3 months. 3 months. We're not hearing. We actually even haven't seen the actual results being published. You know, it's really